All right, Kipsters, welcome back to morning meeting. Remember, our morning meeting is going to look a little bit different today because we're going to be doing it on the computer, looking at our morning message. I am going to read and move my mouse as I say each word. You can either read with me while I read, or you can just follow along with your eyes while I say the words. Either way, get ready. My mouse is going under good first. Good morning, future second graders. We have been learning about mindfulness. Why is it important to be mindful? Why is it important to be mindful? Because we've been talking a ton about this, but why? Why is it so important? Being mindful is so important because when we're mindful, we are able to figure out how we're feeling and then control those feelings better. Let's think all the way back. Wow, this was so many weeks ago. All the way back to our volcano experiment. Why did we do that? Sometimes when we're feeling really angry, really frustrated, really sad, our emotions explode out of us just like a volcano. Being mindful about our emotions helps us control those feelings better. It's okay to feel angry. When you're mindful about it and you're able to recognize, wait a minute, I'm feeling super angry right now. That stops your body from exploding. It stops your emotions from exploding out of you in not so great ways. So being mindful is so important because it helps us figure out our feelings and helps us control those feelings. Now, I got some news for you. Are you ready? Did you know that not everybody knows how to be mindful? Not everybody knows how to figure out how they're feeling, which is why it's so important for people like us who know how to be mindful to be able to figure out how everyone else is feeling, because sometimes they don't know how to do it on their own. So today we are going to practice being mindful about other people's feelings. Now remember, being mindful means that we're paying our full attention to something. So today when we're trying to be mindful about other people's feelings, we need to make sure we're paying attention to four things. We need to pay attention to their faces, if they're doing anything with their bodies, we need to pay attention to their body language, again, that just means whatever they're doing with their bodies. We need to pay attention to their words, Now these are going to be pictures today, so none of these friends are actually going to be saying any words. But if it was real life, we got to pay attention to their words, And we got to make sure we're paying attention to the situation, The situation means whatever is happening. So for example, the situation in this picture is that there's a girl standing by herself, and then there are three other girls standing together. The situation is that this girl is by herself, and there are other friends who are hanging out without her. That's the situation. That's what's happening. So the four things that we're going to be paying attention to when we're trying to figure out these other people's feelings are their faces, their body language, their words, and the situation, Let's go ahead and get started. I think you guys are going to know this first face. Who is it? It's Mrs. Ellis. How is Mrs. Ellis feeling? This one's super easy. Make sure you're calling it out because I'm about to say the answer. Call it out, call it out, call it out. 3, 2, 1. She's feeling happy. And how do we know? Are we paying attention to her face, to her body language, to her words, or to the situation? We're paying attention to her face. And what's she doing that tells us that she's happy? She's smiling. Say, Ms. Schwartz, that was too easy. Fine, okay, let's try a different one. Who is it? Say, hey, Taylor Griffin. Now, there are lots of friends in this picture. I see Miss Tori Johnson over here. I see Miss Katara Clark right here. Hey, guys. What's going on with Taylor? How is Taylor Griffin feeling? Taylor Griffin is feeling super, hold on, we got to make sure this goes away. Taylor Griffin is feeling super disgusted. Let's talk about the situation first. What's happening in this picture? What's the situation? Taylor is putting something in her mouth. I see this little green plant that she's putting in her mouth. What's she doing with her face that tells us how she's feeling? She's scrunching up her eyebrows. Her nose is scrunched up. She's making a tight little weird mouth face. Everyone make your best disgusted face. Maybe you're gonna stick your tongue out like she is. I see a little tongue sticking out over there. Taylor's feeling really disgusted because she's putting something icky in her mouth. Say on to the next one. Who is it? Say, hey, Joshua. Now, I took this picture in kindergarten. This is an old husky picture. I see Mr. Damari McCormick. I see Mr. Jaquan McKnight. I see Fernando Vasquez over here. And I even see Renila sneaking in there. Hey, guys. How is Joshua feeling in this picture? I'm going to say it to make sure you're calling it out. Joshua's feeling surprised. How do I know that Joshua's feeling surprised? Did I look at his face? Did I look at his body language, his words, or the situation? Now, I can't really tell the situation. I don't really see what's happening because my picture is just of Joshua, but what can I see? I can see his face, and what's he doing with his face that helps me figure out that he's feeling surprised? His mouth is hanging open. He's staring at something. I don't know what he's staring at, but he is totally focused on something that is just shocking him. And if I look back over here at Fernando, I see that Fernando's also super surprised because he also has his mouth just hanging open. Man, I really wonder what they're looking at. Say on to the next one. Oh, next up we have this kiddo. How is this kiddo feeling? This kiddo's feeling super sad. What else could I say besides sad? Could I say happy? Could I say he's feeling happy? No. What else could I say besides sad? Frustrated. Upset. What's he doing that tells us that he's sad, that he's frustrated, or that he's upset? This one's easy too. He's crying. Look at him. He's got these little tears in his eyes. I can tell that he's crying. I see a little snot in his nose from his crying. Everyone give me your best crying face. Say on to the next one. Oh, how is this dude feeling? Again, super easy. Call it out. Angry. Everyone give me your best angry face. What do we do with our faces when we're angry? What's he doing with his face? His eyebrows are all furrowed. He's gritting his teeth. I see veins popping out on either side of his neck. Looks like he's yelling. Are you ready for the last picture? How is this young lady feeling right here? How is that young lady feeling? She's feeling super frustrated. Let's take a minute to talk about the situation here. What's happening in this picture? What's the situation? Not what's her face doing, not what's her body doing. What's the situation? What's happening in the picture? Look at things in the background. Look at something on the table maybe. What's happening in the picture? I'm looking at the table and I see that there's a notebook right here. I'm saying that it looks like it says 8 plus 8 equals blank. So it looks like she's doing her homework. I see that maybe her mom's right here. Looks like she's trying to give her an answer. So the situation seems to be that this girl is trying to do her homework. And now I'm gonna look at her face and her body. What's she doing with her body? Remember, hands are a part of the body. What's she doing with her body? She's got her hands on her face. What's she doing with her face? She's just staring straight ahead. Her mom, it looks like, again, she's trying to give her an answer. She's not even looking at her mom. She's got her hands on her face. She's just staring straight ahead. I can tell in the situation, it doesn't look like she knows how to do her homework. Now I just used all those clues to help me figure out that this girl must be feeling frustrated. Why is she frustrated? She's frustrated because, like I said, it doesn't look like she knows how to do her homework. All right, guys, you just did an amazing job of using faces, body language, and situations to figure out how a bunch of different people were feeling. Those skills are gonna come really handy tomorrow because we are gonna chat with a friend of mine who has said that they are having some really strong emotions, but they're having a lot of trouble figuring out how they're feeling. Because like I said, not everyone practices being mindful, so not everyone knows how they're feeling. So I told him that if he called during morning meeting, then maybe my first graders would be able to help him figure out how he's feeling. So I'm really glad that you guys were able to practice because you are going to have to put your skills to the test tomorrow. All right, I will see you in just a little bit for some sight words. Bye.